Hey everyone, hope you're all well. Welcome back to our channel where we dive into the fascinating world of web development tech and technology. In today's video, we are going over a really important topic that's going to be crucial for you whenever you are developing your website, and that is cross-browser compatibility and making sure that you take the steps to ensure cross-browser compatibility to optimize your user experience on your website. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay updated with the latest tools and tech. And without further ado, let's get started. So cross-browser compatibility in the context of websites refers to the ability of a website to function and appear consistently and correctly across different web browsers and their various versions. Different browsers are developed by different companies, and they have distinctive rendering engines as well, which means that they interpret HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code differently. And this can lead to discrepancies in how a website looks, behaves, causing issues for users who access the site using different browsers. It's important to ensure that a website is cross-browser compatible because it allows the website to reach a wider audience. Users should be able to access and use a website regardless of the browser they're using or the device that they're using. There are a number of things that web developers can do to improve their cross-browser compatibility. Some of this includes understanding HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code, avoiding proprietary browser extensions and features, testing the website on a variety of different devices, and using cross-browser testing tools or services. It's a really important aspect of web development and should be considered when designing and developing any website. So, cross-browser compatibility has a significant impact on the user experience. When a website is not compatible with the browser, a user may experience a number of problems, like the website not display correctly, the website may not function correctly, and the website might be slow or unresponsive. Or they might just be difficult or nearly impossible to navigate as well. Some examples of how cross-browser compatibility can affect the user experience. A website that uses proprietary CSS, for example, for their font family may not display the font correctly on all browsers, and it can lead to an inconsistent look in your branding and can just be a bit off-putting. A website that uses JavaScript library that's not compatible with all browsers may not function correctly on all browsers, and a website that's designed for desktop computers may not look or function well on mobile devices. So it's all about making sure that there's a consistent user experience that users will have no matter what device or what browser that they are actually using. Cross-browser compatibility can have a significant effect on user experience. When a website is not compatible with the browser that the user is using, they'll experience a number of problems. The website may not display correctly, the website may not function correctly, the website may be slow or unresponsive, the website may be difficult or impossible to navigate, and all of these problems lead to a negative user experience, which causes users to abandon the website altogether. In addition, cross-browser compatibility issues can also affect the accessibility of a website. For example, if a website uses non-standard HTML or CSS properties, users with disabilities who are using assistive technologies may not be able to access the website. So here are some specific examples. So a user who's using an older version of a browser may not be able to see all of the content on a website, or the content may be displayed incorrectly. A user who's using a mobile device may not be able to use all the features of a website because it's been designed specifically for desktop computers. If you're using a screen reader, it may not be able to navigate a website that uses non-standard HTML elements or CSS properties. And all of these things has that effect on user experience. So cross-browser compatibility can affect your SEO as well in a number of ways. First of all, you have reduced user engagement. So if a website is not compatible with the browser, a user is more likely to leave the website quickly, and this will lead to a high bounce rate, which is a negative SEO signal. Cross-browser compatibility issues can also lead to technical errors like broken links and missing images. These errors can make it really difficult to search for engines to crawl and index a website, which can harm its SEO ranking as well. And as mentioned above, a cross-browser compatibility issues can also affect the accessibility of a website. This can make it even more difficult for users with disabilities to access the website, and it leads to lower traffic and engagement. In addition to that, Google has stated that the cross-browser compatibility is a factor that it considers whenever they're ranking their websites. So it means that websites that are not cross-browser compatible, it may rank lower in search engines. Overall, it's important to ensure that a website is cross-browser compatible in order to improve SEO performance and provide a positive user experience. So let's look at some common cross-browser compatibility issues. First up, you have CSS rendering differences. So different browsers might render fonts differently, or they might interpret CSS layout rules differently. This can cause text to appear differently and can also cause the website to look different on different browsers. You want that consistency between the devices, both in layout and fonts as well, to contribute to a positive user experience. Not all JavaScript features are supported by browsers, which can cause JavaScript-driven websites to not function correctly on all browsers. There are HTML and DOM differences across different browsers as well. And it also leads to responsive design issues. Website may look different in mobile than it does on desktop, and etc. So to achieve cross-browser compatibility, here are some best practices to follow. You want to use web standards, so write your code adhering to web standards like HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript ECMA Script 6 or later. This ensures that your website is more likely to work as expected in modern browsers. Start with the basic functional version of your website and then enhance it with advanced features. This ensures that even if some features don't work in certain browsers, the core functionality remains intact. Regularly test your website on different browsers and versions. Automated testing tools, browser emulators, and real-life devices can be used to facilitate this process. And use browser-specific CSS. So if absolutely necessary, use conditional CSS or JavaScript to target specific browsers with fixes or workarounds. Make sure you put a focus on responsive web design. You also want to make sure you pay attention to web accessibility standards as well, so that you are ensuring that your site is usable by people with disabilities. Test your site with screen readers and other assistive technologies as well. Keep your code base and libraries up to date to benefit from bug fixes, performance improvements, and better cross-browser compatibility. Define a clear policy for which browser and browser versions your website officially supports and communicate this to your users. So now let's talk about some platforms and tools that you can use to help test your cross-browser compatibility. Some of the more popular ones are things like BrowserStack, Lambda Test, Testing Bot. These types of tools and platforms will allow you to test your website on a variety of browsers and devices without having to install and maintain your own infrastructure. So let's take a look at a really popular one called BrowserStack. So BrowserStack is a cloud-based cross-browser testing platform, and it provides access to a wide range of browsers and devices. It can be used to test websites and web applications on over 3,000 real browsers and devices, including desktop browsers, mobile browsers, and tablets as well. It's a really popular tool for cross-browser testing, as it's really easy to use and provides a number of features to help you with testing, like screenshot comparison. So BrowserStack allows you to compare screenshots of your website on different devices and different browsers as well to kind of compare. You also have visual testing that allows you to compare your website on different browsers and different devices to identify any differences. You have responsive testing as well, and this will allow you to test your website on different devices to ensure that it looks and functions correctly on all devices. Browser Stack also allows you to test your website from different geographical locations to ensure that it performs well for users all over the world. They also offer features like parallel testing, so you can test your website on multiple different browsers and in parallel. It can save you a lot of time. Loads of debugging tools to help you identify and fix cross-browser compatibility. There's also integration with CI/CD tools to automate cross-browser testing as part of your development and release process as well. Overall, it's a really powerful tool. It's quite flexible for cross-browser testing, and it can be used to test websites and web applications on a wide range of browsers and devices. It provides a number of features to help you with testing and debugging. When you are using Browser Stack, here are some tips that you can use to help maximize your use for the platform. First thing that you want to do is create a test plan. So before you start testing, create a test plan that outlines what you want to test and how you want to test it. This will help you make the most of your time and ensure that you cover all the important areas. You want to also use the right tools. So Browser Stack provides an overwhelmingly number of tools to help you with testing, like screenshot comparison, visual testing, and responsive testing. You want to choose the right tools for your needs and use them to identify any cross-browser compatibility issues. You want to test on real browsers and devices. It's really important to test your website on real browsers and devices, and Browser Stack will allow you to provide access to all these devices, so you can test your website on the same browsers and devices that you are currently using. And if you find a cross-browser compatibility issues, try to reproduce it on different browsers and devices, and this will help you identify the root cause of the issue and fix it. By following these tips, you can use Browser Stack to effectively test cross-browser compatibility and ensure that your website works well for users, regardless of the browser or device that they're using. Next up, we have Lambda Test. And Lambda Test is a cloud-based browser testing platform that provides access to over 3,000 real browsers and devices, including desktop browsers, mobile browsers, and tablets. It can be used to test websites and web applications on different browsers and devices to ensure that they are compatible and work as expected. Lambda Test offers a variety of features to help you with browser testing, such as screenshot comparison. So similar to Browser Stack, Lambda Test will allow you to compare screenshots of your website on different browsers and identify them or any differences that you might have. They also allow you to visually compare your website with the visual testing feature, so you can test it on different browsers and devices to identify any differences. Lambda Test also allows you to test your website on different devices to ensure that it looks and functions correctly on all devices. And Lambda Test also have something called geo-testing. So it allows you to test your website from different geographic locations to ensure it performs well for users all over the world, which is really quite useful. In addition to these features, there's also things like parallel testing, debugging tools, and integration with CI/CD tools as well, to automate your cross-browser testing as part of your development and release process. So overall, it's another powerful tool that you can use for cross-browser testing. It can be used to test websites, web applications on a wide range of browsers and devices, and it provides a number of features as well to help you with testing and debugging. Unlike Browser Stack though, there is a free trial that you can have with Lambda Test. So you can start free with Google, start free with your email, or you can book a demo as well. They also have live interaction browser testing as well. This video explains it. So yeah, it's
an enterprise's ability to...
It's a really powerful platform, and they do offer that free trial, so you can give it a little go before committing to a plan as well. So now let's take a look at Sauce Labs, and Sauce Labs is a cloud-based cross-browser testing platform that provides access to over 1,600 real browsers and devices, including desktop browsers, mobile browsers, and tablets. It can be used to test websites and web applications on different browsers and devices to ensure that they are compatible and work as expected. Sauce Labs offers a variety of features, including the screenshot comparison that Browser Stack and Lambda tests also offer. They also offer visual testing, so you can visually compare your website in different browsers, responsive testing, and they also offer the geolocation testing as well, so you can test the performance from different geographic locations. They also offer the standard tools as well for parallel testing, debugging tools, and integration with CI/CD tools. So it's, again, a really powerful and flexible tool for cross-browser testing, and it can be used to test websites and web applications on a wide range of browsers and devices as well. So as useful as using all these tools and platform is, manual testing can also be really effective for cross-browser compatibility issues. And it just basically involves opening the website in different browsers and different devices and checking its appearance and functionality. It can be time consuming, but it allows a really thorough examination of the user experience. It's particularly useful for checking visual design elements and user interactions that automated tools might miss. To manually test for websites, you will need to identify the target browsers and devices, create a test plan, open the website in each browser and device, and then document the results. And it's really important that you document the results so you can track progress and identify any recurring issues. You should document the browser and the device that you tested and the specific features and functionalities that you tested and any problems that you find. If you find any cross-browser compatibility issues, you will need to fix them before launching your website, and make changes to any code or use a cross-browser compatibility library or framework. Manual cross-browser compatibility testing can be time-consuming, but it's really important to ensure that your website is accessible and usable by all users, regardless of the browser or device that they're using. So user testing and feedback is another method that can help with cross-compatibility testing in a lot of ways. First up, it can identify cross-compatibility issues. So user testing can help identify cross-browser compatibility issues that may not have been found during automated testing. So a user may report that a website is not displaying correctly on the web browser, or that a particular feature is not working. User feedback can also provide insights into the user experience of a website. For example, a user may report that a website is difficult to navigate on their mobile device, or that the text is too small to read, etc. And user feedback can also help prioritize the fixing of cross-browser compatibility issues. For example, if multiple users report that a particular feature is not working on a particular browser, then the development team should prioritize fixing that issue. Overall, user testing and feedback can help ensure that a website is cross-browser compatible and provides a positive user experience for all users. When you are conducting user testing and feedback for cross-compatibility, you want to make sure that you recruit a diverse group of users who use a variety of browsers and devices. This will help ensure that you are able to identify cross-compatibility issues that may affect a wide range of users. When giving instructions, be sure to provide them with clear instructions on what to test, what to look for. You may also want to provide them with a list of specific tasks to complete. And after the user has completed testing, be sure to collect feedback from them on the experience. This feedback can be collected in a variety of ways, through surveys, interviews, or focus groups. And that's a wrap for today's video on cross-browser compatibility. I hope you find the video informative, and it helps you create websites that look and function flawlessly across different browsers. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a like button, share your thoughts and comments below, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already to stay updated with our latest content. Stay tuned for more insightful content, and remember that the key to successful online presence is a seamless user experience. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.